You're watching WECT News at 6.
City councils, county commissions, even general assemblies have talked for years about ways to address the affordable housing issue. They've developed programs, they've set aside land, and pledged public dollars to help find solutions. But it's still a barrier to success for so many people. Well, there's a new initiative happening right now, using resources not available before to most groups involved in the effort. And so far, the response to this new initiative is positive.
A lot of potential.
Frankie Roberts sees the potential in this house on Wilmington's Mears Street. He also sees potential in the initiative that has made it available.
I would say one right now with the most promise. It appears as though it'll work.
Roberts heads up Link Incorporated. It's one of the many nonprofit groups that have worked for years to help create more affordable housing in the city. Cape Fear Collective joined the effort last year.
Because Cape Fear Collective have made the effort to bring or set a table for people to come have this conversation that has historically been in this work. Yeah, I think that's what has been different, to get our feedback, our input, and then see how they can empower us to empower the people that we serve.
Cape Fear Collective's innovative approach is to bring data and capital. Data better defines who the area's nonprofits are serving and how they may overlap in those services even without knowing it.
You know, there's going to be nonprofits that are building houses like Habitat for Humanity. There's going to be nonprofits that are supporting the homeless community like Good Shepherd. And there might be case management, medical type nonprofits who are just interacting a lot with housing problems because that's just who their clientele is and some of the issues they're suffering from. Those organizations all understanding how they affect that big, severe housing metro, which is big and scary and kind of like, how can we ever move the needle there? When you break it down to an organizational level, you start to have this kind of self-organizing effect where people really understand how they're driving generational change.
The capital is a $2.5 million investment from Live Oak Bank. With it, Cape Fear Collective bought 20 properties in Wilmington and Pender County. They'll be rehabbed and put into the nonprofit pipeline as affordable housing.
When you talk about first-time home buyers, a lot of those programs require folks to have the improvements already done to the house. Well, a lot of times if you're looking at the 130 to 150K range, that house needs improvement. And so we solve that problem by doing that rehab for them and then just being able to offload that house into that first-time home buyer's pipeline.
Now, this is a long-term approach. While a lot of investors might try to flip a property quickly and get out with their profit, Live Oak's investment in this project is for 5 years with a 2% return. They're looking for more of a social return on the investment than a financial one.
We're a little bit of the trial or the guinea pig here. If we can show that you can safely earn a return while doing good, we think there's a lot more capital that can be unlocked both here in Wilmington, and then we can scale this into other markets and other other areas throughout North Carolina or beyond.
We're actually going to cycle that money probably 2 or 3 times over the next 5 years. So they get 2% back on $2.5 million. We'll turn that $2.5 million into probably $5 to $7.5 million in affordable housing investments, because we'll buy, we'll sell, we'll buy again, we'll sell until the duration of the investment's up.
Yeah, it's got some potential.
Frankie Roberts seems to welcome the long-term vision with this endeavor, to put people before profits.
Yeah, you don't want to be in a situation where you ultimately, if you got people investing, you start protecting the investors, and then it don't become affordable anymore. Mm-hmm. That is typically what we have found working with other efforts in the past that have been directed towards affordable housing. But I believe this will be different.
Now, Cape Fear Collective has not sold any of the homes that it bought just yet. That's all still in the works. And the group is looking to make similar investments into workforce development, growing small businesses, and even into transportation needs.